left off with Junie B being sent to the principal's office. Chapter 3, A Good Chuckle. The office is where Principal lives. I know my way there by heart. There's a typing lady there too. She looked over the counter at me. Well, 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 would you look who it is, she said. I looked down at myself. Well, 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 it looks like me, I said kind of quiet. The typing lady pointed at the blue chair. The blue chair is where bad kids sit. Only, I'm not even that bad, but I still have to sit there sometimes. I put my feet on the edge of the chair and I hid my face in my knees. If you don't hide your face, people can recognize yourself. Finally, I peeked one eye at Principal's door, and guess what? That guy was looking right back at me. Is that Junie B. Jones I see out there, he asked. I did a gasp, because Principal can even recognize me from one eyeball, apparently. I went into his office and I sat in the big wood chair. Principal winked at me. I'm a little bit surprised to see you, Junie B, he said. You haven't been here for some time now. I nodded. I know what I said. That's because my behavior has shown considerable improvement. I pronounced the words very perfect. My teacher printed those words on my report card, I said. And guess what else showed improvement? My speaking, that's what. Because I don't say runned anymore, and I don't say thinked, and I don't say throwed. Do you want to hear me say them right, huh? Do you, Principal? I took a big breath. Ran. Thought. Through, I said. I smiled very proud. See? I told you. Mother says I am getting a better vocabulary, I said. Vocabulary, said Principal. Whatever, I said. Principal smiled. Yes, well, I'm delighted with your improvements, Junie B, he said. But if everything has gotten better, then why are you here? I wiggled in the chair a little bit, and I was a little uncomfortable. Because it wasn't my fault. That's why, I said. What wasn't your fault, said Principal. I wiggled some more. Then finally, I told Principal about how my teacher made us write a graduation poem and how she said the last word had to rhyme with blue. And so Polly Allen Puffer rhymed the word P-U. And then Mrs. got very mad at him because she did not appreciate his behavior, young man. Only too bad for me because my brain thought of an even sillier poem and my mouth couldn't hold it inside. Principal closed his eyes. He did some deep breaths. All right, he said, let's hear it. I gulped, very worried. Then I made my voice real soft. Roses are red, violets are blue. Graduation is here, and your feet smell like stink, I said. After that, Principal kept his eyes closed a very long time, and he didn't say any words. Then very slow, he put his head down on his desk, and he started to laugh. His laughter got louder and louder, and so guess what? Then I started laughing too. The poem was a beaut, right, Principal? We were having ourselves a good chuckle over here, aren't we? Principal stopped laughing very fast. He raised his head up again. No, Junie B, no, we are not having a good chuckle, he said. I'm sorry, your poem caught me completely by surprise, but I never should have laughed like that. He crossed his arms at me. You are right about one thing, though, he said. Your poem is definitely silly, but silly things are not always appropriate to say in the classroom, are they? Your teacher made it clear that she didn't like what Polly Allen Puffer had said, but you called out your poem anyway, Junie B. He made squinty eyes at me. And please, don't blame it on your mouth, okay? You know you should have held it inside. I shrugged my shoulders. Here's a picture of Principal with his head down laughing a little bit. I don't know, I said kind of quiet. Maybe I could have kept it inside. Principal tapped his fingers on his desk. It's a very serious matter to disobey a teacher, Junie B, he said, And I want you to sit here and think about just how serious it is. Can you do that, please? Yes, I said, I can. After that, I squeezed my eyes real tight, and I thought and thought. Finally, I opened my eyes again. Good news, I said. I've said my last stink. Principal nodded his head. That is good news, he said. He stood up and he held my hand and we walked me into the hall. It's been an interesting year getting to know you, Junie B. Jones, he said. You're a fascinating little girl. Thank you, I said. You are fascinating too. After that, both of us waved goodbye and I started skipping back to room 9. Then all of a sudden, I stopped and I spun around. Yeah, only we are not saying goodbye forever. Right, Principal? Right? Because next year, I will get sent down here too, probably. Or else maybe you and I will see each other in the playground, right? Principal did a chuckle. Right, he said. Hooray, I said. Hooray, hooray. Then I turned back around and I skipped to room 9 my fastest. Because maybe if I hurried, I could still sprinkle glitter on something. Tomorrow, Chapter 4, Cats in Gowns. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.